The content of this channel is for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. You're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification button. And please, feel free to share the video. Thank you.
Yo, what's cracking, everybody? I'm GG, man. You tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. It's the place where black men can express themselves freely, straight up with no chasers, man. Straight up. And before I get things started, I want to give a shout out to all the haters out there, man. I hope y'all passing a good afternoon. What's cracking with you haters? Also, man, when you come in, make sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell notification button so you can stay abreast of what's going on here on the Green Gorilla channel, man. And like I always do, man, I want to give a shout out to all of the members of the Green Gorilla channel who help me to keep things going here, man. So let me make sure I get right to that, man. Shout out to black men being brutally honest. Michael Ross, Lord Hamal, Killed the Game, Dr. Thunder, BGS Ivmore, Brotherly Love, Jason Hales, Be About Peace and Pleasure, and Charles Finney. Big up. Big up to Interesting Thought, Lee Ways, Bimrock, Blacksword 404, Until I'm Not, Apex Prowler, Ezekiel Will, Naomi Gary, J. Cleveland Green, and The Toxic Masculinist. Big up. Big up the Pulpit 28, No Sleep, Broken Blade, Mr. King, Larry R, Seth Sun, Devon Loveridge, Afro Troop TV, Show Me, Spain Man, Seventh Coast Dojo, and Anthony Davis. Big up. Big up to I'm Just Jules, An Honest Look, Sherlyn Woe, Ricky Dawson, Stefan, Julius Ferguson, True 7360, Mr. Me Too, Call for President, Gold Professor, and AKs and Curtains. Big up. Big up to H-Town, Roguish to Billmonger, Adrian Thomas, Electrician 480, Binga, Cutting Up with the Jones, Zanco, D. Scott, Path Guy, Pete Rock, and Aaron Peters. Big up. Big up to Vincent Lindsay, Quiz the Poet, Black Wizard, Jaztec, Shadow Observer, Artisan MC, Troy Warren, Mrs. KP Bailey, Alan Wiley, The Face, and Life of Commerce. Big up. Big up to Dreamlit, Timothy Blewett, Jeffrey Speed, Marvin Battle Jr., Adam, Ignatz Mouse, Brian Peaks, Scott Haywood, Black Uru Strikes, and Dr. Tree 33. Big up. Big up to Leroy Honeycutt, 77 Base X, Brian McMurray, Karen S., Charles Rogers, Rick Ross, Sandra Jean, Charles Gilmore, Greg Barry Little, and Mr. Valentino. Big up. Big up to Cameron 87, Doc LaRock, Mark Swift, Odd Collard, Donald Watts, Coach Hotep, Old Soul Chief, Mr. Blue Collar, TD Hip Hop Media, Drew Main, Mr. Heat, and Sir Anthony. Big up. Big up to MLR, Universal 178, Rasheed Barnes, Aaron Smith, DH, Red Pill Revelator, A Double, Dr. Tiasan Johnson, Kalonja Kala, Hostile Adept, and W. Pierre 1. And also, I can't forget the brethren, David Carroll, Force Windu, and Kevin Samuels. Big up, man. On the Patreon side, I want to give a shout out to Robert Wicks, Passport OG, J.E.K., Chris Flowers, Christopher Burton, Daxby, J. Live, Rashawn Phillips, Keith Bass, Nick, Albert C., Dr. Ben Vincent, J. Cleveland Green, I'm the Light of My Father, Waffle Weave, Tyrone Hampton, Darnell Smith, Excalibur, Presura Prisoner Taz, Dragon 59, J. Bailey, Mr. Michi Momal, and Asangwa. Big up to all y'all, man. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you, man. You deserve a round of applause. Thank you so much for helping me keep things going here on the Green Gorilla channel. And, you know, I got about 110 members, man. I'd like to push that up to 200 at some point, man. So please, man, consider. If you consume the content on a regular basis, consider developing a membership with the Green Gorilla channel. Here's how you do it, man. What's good, everybody? I'm the G with a PhD, and you're tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. the place where black men can express themselves freely. Straight up, no chaser. Today, I want to introduce you to my new membership program that consists of 5 levels where you can invest in the Green Gorilla channel on a monthly basis and receive level-specific perks. Memberships are special because they improve the quality of the content of the channel and will help me to be able to keep the channel going. Now, to participate in the Green Gorilla channel membership program, all you have to do is hit the join button, which is located right next to the subscribe button on my channel page. Now, for all of my subscribers who decide not to participate in my membership program, nothing will change. The content will keep coming the way it always has. Thanks for watching, and be careful out here, people. Bless. All right, man. You know who I am, man. I'm GG. You tuned in to the Green Gorilla channel. And today I brought the Chief Technology Officer of a company called Pacific Rides. It's a micro mobility company located on the West Coast. Today we're not going to have a lot of conversation related to booty chatter. We're going to have a conversation about business, which is what you guys say you want, what you're longing for, what you're waiting for. So today, let's do it. So I'm gonna bring my brother up, man. Complex Designs. What's cracking with you, man?
Hey, GG, what's going on, man? Thank you for having me up, bro.
Hey, man, no problem, man. It's my pleasure to be able to do it. You know, so often in this space, you know, brothers are searching and reaching for solutions and things of this nature on how we can improve ourselves and things of this nature. Well, you know, here you have a brother right here who has a corporate position at a company, you know, that he himself, along with my another Manispherian,
Yep.
you know, they run it, you know, and the name of the company is called Pacific Rides.
Yep.
And it's located on the West Coast, California.
California.
You know, keep it rocking, baby. You know, keep it rocking. How do you want to do this? I mean, I know you got some slides and stuff like that. Maybe you got some visuals you want to show.
Yeah, I got some photos we can show, man. I could dig up some PDFs we can go through. We could talk about the tech. I don't know if you want to kind of go in. Oh, go ahead.
But before let me, you know, I got to ask some questions so people can get some sort of orientation about what your business is about and how you came to be the chief technical officer at the company, okay? And I don't want to, you don't have to give a big spiel about this. We've already done an interview. That interview will be up on my website soon. But I wanted to run it by him first for him to peruse the text.
Oh, we good. We good on that. I caught the, you sent me the other, the Word doc. I got it.
Okay. So it was all suitable. It was to your liking and everything. Because, you know, you can't say everything that you said in an oral interview.
And see, and that's the thing. That's what I'm mindful of. That's why I just make sure, like, you know, what you transcribed, like, basically is directly related to the question, like, so that you understood it right, and so it's all good. That's what I'm saying. I already knew you weren't gonna word for word, right? So, no, we good to go.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm wondering where they are too, Shepherd Tracer. You know, this is a change in conversation. Because brothers have asked for business discussions, but where are they? They somewhere
you got some ammo.
They somewhere watching Just Pearly, baby.
You got some ammo, dog.
Hey. They somewhere. You know what they doing, bro? They somewhere watching Just Pearly. They somewhere watching Just Pearly and shit. Or somebody talking about Just Pearly. Or some lonely, disaffected Negro somewhere bitching and complaining about some chick and what she doing with her coochie and all that.
Wow, y'all just gave him all the ammo. Yikes. Okay.
Where are you? You ain't talking. I swear to God, man. He got, let's be productive, and we're no anti-productive.
Right. So now we get down to it, right? Now we get down to it.
Now you get down to it. They missing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They like, okay, if you ain't talking about, you know, cars, money, hoes, clothes, there you go. Guys are like, I can't take it.
Well, hey, check this out. We'll talk a little money. We'll even talk some cars.
There
See,
you go. So, but
that's where they're missing out. See, that's where they're missing out.
that's where they missing out, bro. So
That's right.
look, all right.
Let's
So
go.
look, man. Tell me a little bit about your background and
Oh,
ultimately how you got into the micro mobility business or the motorized bike industry in general. Okay,
okay.
how did that happen?
All right. So we'll just do this. I'll kind of summarize like my background largely from an entrepreneurial angle. I was doing stuff in the Web 1.0 era, late 90s, early 2000s. Had a online music store selling vinyl records, CDs, DVDs, independent hip hop and all that. Then turned that into a distribution company where I was like servicing stuff globally. So that got my feet wet into global business. Then you had the music industry transition over to a digital space, right? So then
Right.
I had to learn the digital side of things in the whole web 2.0 era. And pardon me, bro, I got like some allergies cracking. So if I just end up sneezing or I mute for a minute,
Yeah, that's cool, bro. Go,
okay. All right.
yeah.
Um, and then so now we moved into the web 3 era, right? Where now we've got, you know, this whole social media, monetization of all things. We have the Internet of Things. We have 5G connectivity. We're looking at blockchain technology. We're looking at cryptocurrencies. We're looking at artificial intelligence now. That's been a conversation, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we're looking at the onset of all of this new stuff. So coming into, this period of time, man, 2014, 2015, 2016, I was telling you when we chopped it up, after my wife passed away, I came back to California from Chicago and, I really just kind of lost all of my motivation to be dealing with like music and film and all that stuff, like the venue that I was in before. So I kind of took that, man. I just said, like, you know what, let me get into like the stuff I'm passionate about. And that's like motorsports, racing, all that kind of stuff. Anything with wheels and motors, dude, that moves. We can ride on, drive, all that. I'm into it, dude. So that's how this turnabout happened, man. I went back into kart racing. I did it when I was a kid, and I went back into it just kind of as a pursuit, man. And I ended up striking up a partnership with a gentleman who became my mentor. His name is Danny Perry, and he ran a shop called Pacific Rides. So I struck up a deal. I became the general manager there, and I formed a kart racing team, and I ran it out of the shop, right? And I was like selling carts. I ran a whole team. I had a rental program, all this stuff. And while I would do my day-to-day duties, like working on stuff, I'd be working on like electric scooters and electric bikes and stuff. Fast forward to 2018. He was 65, wanted to retire. And so it was just like, well, look, take the company, do something with it. So my partner and I took it and I started working for Bird at the time, Bird Scooters. And
Right.
so when I
Now,
kind of
tell
learned,
people, because I didn't know about Bird scooters. But before you talk
oh,
about Bird scooters,
yeah,
I want to give a shout out to Barry Little. Appreciate the donation, man.
yes,
Appreciate that.
sir. Money, cars, and business. Sounds good to me.
Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. He says money, cars, and business. Sounds good to me.
Sounds
And
good to
T
me,
Fitness
too.
for you for the shout out. Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.
This is the conversations y'all say y'all want to have. You want to network. You want to be able to
Hey,
support
man.
black businesses. But I'm not going to even say anything right now. But I'm not going to articulate for fear that I might deviate from the path of rectitude.
We good. We good.
Right. So, yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
brother.
no.
Tell us a bit about Bird.
Yeah. So I worked for Bird, and then I got an assignment, man, to come up where I stay at now. It's a different part of California, right outside of Los Angeles County, and we ran a pilot here. It was me and one other dude, and we ran the whole city. And when I did that, man, I basically learned top to bottom, man, how all this stuff works. So pandemic hits. I took a different tech position with a different company, stopped working for Bird, but we had Pacific Rides on deck. And so what my partner and I just decided to do was just turn it into a micromobility company. So
Gotcha.
that's how that happened.
So initially, it was a different kind of company. It wasn't necessarily.
It wasn't
It wasn't
necessarily.
strictly
Yeah, it
micro
wasn't
mobility.
strictly. Yeah, it wasn't strictly, dude. It was like power sports, go karts, pit bikes, just recreational shit. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It was
Yeah, yeah.
that type of stuff.
I get
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
So you basically gave us the whole spiel about how you got into the micro mobility and the motorized bike industry. Okay,
yeah.
you got left a company, but you had also been a manager within the company. You made a transition
Hmm.
at some point to work for Bird for a little while, or you worked in conjunction while doing Pacific Rides. You also worked
Yeah,
at
while we had the company, I was working for them, and it was like in the 2 years that I worked for them, that was kind of when I learned the game. And then
Gotcha.
so like I said we were all in the house during the pandemic, so we just basically made our connects in China, man, and just we took like those old accounts from Pacific Rides, traced down some factories, and then started bringing stuff over here.
Right. And so, again, give me an overview of the types of motorized bikes that your company offers and
Okay.
what sets your bikes apart,
Okay.
or
All right.
the micro mobility products that you sell. What sets them apart from the competitors?
From the competitors,
Yeah.
well, we kind of we try to go niche, so we try to deal with the mid market. So we're not dealing with the stuff that like if you were to like look at the stuff that we carry on the website, right? It's kind of like higher price tier, but not super high. But it's not on the cheaper end that you're gonna find like on say like Walmart or Amazon or stuff like that for typical stuff. And so what we try to do is pick stuff that I think from like a design profile looks unique. You looks sleek, looks interesting, um, looks good. A lot of stuff, it's just because it's a scooter, it doesn't mean it necessarily looks good or rides good. The quality's good, doesn't necessarily mean that. And when you're dealing with China, the business, the quality of products that you source from there can be, you could get like grade C, grade B, grade A, right?
Gotcha.
And those are
Gotcha.
going to determine like your price points. So,
At this point, do you want to show some pictures of some of your products?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, give me 1 second, man. Let me just blow my nose real quick, bro.
Yeah,
Hold
go
on.
ahead. Go ahead. Take your time. So, again, what we're doing today is we're having a conversation with the chief technical officer of Pacific Rides, a micro mobility and a motorized bike company located in the West Coast, California to be exact. Okay. And we're having this conversation because you guys, you know, say that one of the solutions for black people, particularly black men, to begin to change their trajectory is to start businesses and to develop, you know, entry points into different kind of market niches and to take them over. So here's a brother who's done just that. You know what I mean? And so he can give you some advice, some insight, if you're interested into getting into the micro mobility game.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
this
And
is
I
a
mean,
new
with
this is a new niche. And it might not be something that Generation Xers are definitely interested in
no, I'm
because
Gen Xer, bro. I'm Gen Xer.
well, I mean, you're interested in selling it. We're talking about, people who are in our age group, our peer group. When they think about transportation, they typically
Oh,
don't think about
they don't. Yeah, they don't.
your motorized bikes.
Yep.
However, some boomers, they perceive it as a form of recreation, right? And also, the younger generations, the ones, who come after Generation X, to them, this is just commonplace. This is the
Yeah.
wave of the future for them.
Yep.
You
Yep.
see them on scooters all the time around the campus where I'm at. They're on motorized scooters. Some of them are pushing motorized bikes. No big deal,
Right.
But for us, a car is like a status symbol. Like a representation that we've arrived in some way or
Hmm.
the other. But these younger kids, man, they'll get an Uber. They don't even care about cars like we. I mean, they do, but it's not it doesn't have the same import that it used to have for us.
Right.
So
Now
so having
here.
said that, if you want to show some pictures, you can of some of the stuff because we just got through talking about like
Yeah. Here,
the
I'm gonna go
bikes
ahead
or
and do
whatever.
this right here, and we'll do. Wait, where's the tab? Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. It's right here. Okay. You see that there?
Yes,
All right. So that's the picture from the thumbnail that you see right there.
yes.
Okay, so this is one of like one of the scooters we started importing, right? So this is actually this scooter was designed by Porsche. Okay, they
Wow, it looks
licensed it.
nice.
Yeah, it's actually based on that 911 Speedster that you see right behind it.
Yeah, that's what
If you
I'm
if
looking
you
at it.
see
I'm
the
like,
yeah,
hey,
you see the design profiles, the
yeah,
color scheme. That
yeah,
yeah, they so Porsche this Porsche design uh they sketched this thing out and they kind of took inspiration from this very Porsche right here. So I went to a Porsche dealership because I actually was doing like some marketing stuff with Porsche. I'll show you some other stuff here too in a minute. And so like anytime I want to go into a Porsche dealership, shoot shots, do photo shoots, anything like that, man. I can just there's the side profile right there. See there?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can just basically go in and just do it, dude.
That's
So
dope. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So this was some of the stuff that and what we did was we just did like a marketing pitch to the factory overseas. Um, we just said, well, look, we're in close proximity with a lot of Porsche dealerships. I did like a lot of racing and stuff, so it's like, you know, um like a lot of the cars and coffee meetups, Porsche events, track days, stuff like that. I can always be out there. So I started working with like the Porsche Owner Club and all this type of stuff, marketing and all this. So this is just some of the stuff that we were doing on the consumer side, you know. This is like maybe during Christmas or something. Let's see the tree there.
yeah. That's
Uh,
dope, man. That's I'm impressed with it.
yeah, man. So,
So
and
before we speak any further though, let me give a shout out to King. Appreciate the donation, sir. Appreciate that. And also, I want to give a shout out to Kayline and Shabazz who hit me up on the Cash App, man. I appreciate you, brothers, man. Thank you so much.
see it.
Sincerely, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Appreciate supporting y'all. It was between this photo and the one I sent you for the thumbnail.
That's. I like the one that you sent me
Yeah,
more than I like that one. But
yeah.
yeah.
This one just kind of got like the
Yeah,
skyline, man.
the
It's like,
skyline, yeah,
yeah,
and the lights, yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So this was at a Porsche meet, or this was at a car meetup, but I was over in the Porsche Woodland Hills booth. Right? So I was literally over with them marketing this stuff. Like a lot of the Porsche guys are taking it for test rides and stuff. That's my daughter's scooter, by the way, man. That's what she rolls on.
right. That's dope.
But yeah, but I'm saying, man, it's like all of the major car companies and stuff, Porsche, Lamborghini, and I'm talking about like high end Porsche, Lamborghini, Bugatti. They all have an e-scooter or an e-bike or something like that in their vehicle lineup. All of them.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I mean, and I can see the practicality of it. Like, say for example, this is what's so dope. Now, I don't know if you sell like scooters that can fold or something like that,
Mhm.
or that, like you can put
This
in
one
a
folds.
backpack.
This one
Yeah.
folds.
What's dope about this is like you got to be mindful of parking. Like, say for example, you're in an event
Hmm.
and you're kind of far away from it. You could just you got your scooter in your trunk. You pop that joker
Just
out, man.
do.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
look. Okay, so check it out, bro. So like the selling, the marketing angle on this, when I was like approaching all of, like the Porsche clubs and the Porsche dealerships and stuff like that. The mark and I'm gonna show you something else that we're using. We're testing out, man. We're kind of use casing this. Uh, but so the angle, man, would be like that. Just that you put this in the trunk of your Porsche.
Yeah, that's dope, man. As an amenity or
Yeah.
a part of a package, a larger,
Yes.
yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
wave right there,
So that
kid.
was that was like that was bro, like you're on it, bro. That was literally the marketing angle
Yeah, that's the
for
wave
this.
right there.
Yeah. So that's the old speedster right there. That's the one that James Dean. I think this is a replica. I don't think this is original, but James Dean had a silver one of these when he crashed. He crashed and
Yeah.
died back in 60 something. The actor James Dean, he was driving one of these.
Wow.
Yeah. So on the ground, man, like that was kind of like the angle we took with like consumer marketing, man. I was like, okay, well, your average consumer ain't gonna pay like $700 for this, but Porsche people will because it's a Porsche product,
Right. Especially if
right?
you can connect them and you can put the decal on the scooter. Like and sell it, as an amenity or as a, a bonus,
That's what I'm saying. Like in the trunk, dude. You like the whole pitch was to add it as an amenity for like a new car sale.
and
As
it can be powered inside of the car as well. That shit right there, man. Yeah, that's a good
just
idea.
plug it, charge it while you're driving and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is like this new burgeoning market, man. Another marketing angle, dude, is so I do a lot of sim racing, and so um what I do, on the digital side of things, in the esports segment, I actually have here. Let me. Where's it? Oh, here we go. Okay, so um, so on the esports side of things, man, we race in various leagues and
Oh,
make
that's dope too.
content,
Yeah, that's
right?
dope. Yeah, that's
So what
dope.
we did was, it's a Porsche 911, and the scooter is called the 006, aka Silver Wings, right? So here we kind of went with a theme, right? So like the sky blue, and that's the company logo right there. So we went with that on the car. The company that produces the scooters, Mankil, the company that imports it, that's Specific Rides. The number of the car is 006, and you'll see like wings on the rear fender, and it says Silver Wings, right? So we did this esports thing to also kind of market to a different. It's like niche marketing, like you saw with us taking it to the like the actual Porsche events, stuff like that. Going to the Porsche dealerships, doing social media, Instagram posts, those. That's what all those photos were for. And then on the digital side, we'll go into the esports segment to do. We use esports to do like social media marketing and stuff like that. So that would just be racing in leagues and all that type of stuff. So we race in we use Assetto Corsa Competizione. That's the sim that we run in, and we do both. Let's see here. We do both GT3. Here, let me get out of here. GT3 and let me see, where's GT4? All right, and so this one right here has the BM e-bikes logo on it. BM e-bikes, that's my partner Tim. That's my partner Tim. He has a shop in Northridge, California, where we hand build mid-drive electric bikes. That's the bike I was telling you about, the one I have in my garage.
Right, right.
Right. So for the higher end stuff that's not imported, that's the stuff we make here, and that's BME bikes. So that's kind of like a sister company. We're partnered together.
Right. Can you explain to people what BME bike means? Like what
Yeah.
it?
So it's like a play on words. So like back in the day, you used to ride BMX bikes, right?
Right.
But now we ride BME bikes.
Right.
'Cause those bikes are they're all like rough terrain, rugged mountain bikes. We can kit them up for. Oh, you know what? I'll show some pictures of that. But I just wanted to show you also how we also market. We market very direct. So it's esports, from a digital side of things, and then uh, in the just kind of like on the ground, we go direct to where the action is, man. Like the events, the car meets, the Porsche events, dealerships, stuff like that.
Gotcha. Makes sense to me.
Hmm.
Another question I want to ask you:
Yeah.
uh, what are some of the key benefits of using a motorized bike compared to a traditional bicycle or a motorcycle, or even a
Um.
scooter for that matter? Like, just explain to them what are the benefits of it.
Um. Well, exercise number one. So
Yes.
exercise, that's the first thing. Um, two, cost savings.
Yes. Yes.
Cost savings. To be honest with you, man, I was telling you about just that use case with a customer of mine. Um,
Oh, that's a slick ass looking bike right there, buddy.
yeah, buddy.
Damn,
Now check
man.
it out. Check it out. Check this out. Right. We call this one the Venice. Okay. The motor is right here, dude.
Oh,
We
that's a
this
clean
is
ass looking bike there,
this
bro.
is our take on a minimalist electric bike. So the motor, the mid drive motor is right here, dude. The battery is in the saddle pack right here.
Man, that shit is dope as hell right there, bro.
Yeah,
I ain't
and
gonna
then
even
there's a
lie. That shit dope, man.
yeah, there's a little dash right there. Hold on. So it's just kind of giving you the different views of it.
Right.
So these are some of the like these are the bikes we do at the shop. We build
Right.
stuff like this, right?
Right.
Like you're not getting shit from China like this. That's the one I have in my garage.
That's dope too, man. Big fat tires on that,
Yeah,
man.
that's what I'm saying. Like BME bikes, these are for bashing, bro. These are you put work in on these.
Yeah, you can jump off the curb on that one.
I mean, you jump off mountains on this shit.
Yeah, that's a curb jumper right there,
but
baby.
but look, this bike, dude, and just in that configuration right there, we could program it for distance or like speed. You choose, right? The one I have in the
Wow.
garage, this one right here, the one I have in the garage, is programmed for distance because I also have a basket that can go on the back, so it doubles as a delivery bike. So that'll get into the next part of the discussion, right? The business verticals with
Right,
regards
right,
to
right.
right, but basically stick a basket on the back, you reprogram it to where you're going to get a distance usage out of this, right? So the bike's not going to go any faster than 20 miles an hour, but we're going to get an honest 50, 55 miles out of the charge.
Man, I'm impressed with that though. I ain't gonna even lie, man. Shout out
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
Rod Reynolds for hitting me up on the cash app. Appreciate that, sir. Appreciate that. But they look great, man, and we already know the practicality of
Yeah.
the micro mobility market and motorized bikes in
But
general.
but you got to make it sexy too, bro. Let's keep it a buck. Look, this is Cerakote paint right here. This is what they paint guns with, dude.
Yeah, that shit's dope, man.
Yeah, so you can't put a scratch on this.
Yeah, that shit is dope right
Yeah.
there, man. I ain't gonna even lie to you, bro.
Yeah. And for this one right here, man, like I said, we were going for real minimalist.
Yeah, it's clean.
Yeah.
It's a clean bike, bro.
Yeah.
Both of those are clean. You know. Shepard Tracer said that Green Gorilla, I just sent you a cash app. Thank you. I appreciate that, my brother. I
Appreciate that.
appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate it. Now, the other question I wanted to ask you, because I want to talk about the motorized bike business in general, but I also want to talk about the role that you play in Pacific rides. Like, what
Okay.
do you actually do yourself? Like, how did you become interested, first of all, in technology and engineering, and what led you, to ultimately, typically take over as a technical officer as opposed to
Technical.
just, like a
Just a guy
CFO
who
or
sells
something
the
like that?
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Working for Bird, having to
Oh, okay.
having to troubleshoot problems, and dude, there were times when we would do things and we would tell them, yeah, do it this way, and then they would do it another way, and there'd be a huge screw up. So I actually learned working for one of the biggest players in the game, right? And so the title basically entails being the person that understands all aspects of connectivity. Now this goes into the IoT side of the game.
The
Um,
Internet of for people who don't know it, the IoT is an acronym for the Internet
Internet
of
of
Things.
Things. Yes. Hey, give me 1 second, bro. Give me 1 second.
Okay, okay. He's got some sinus issues, man. There on the West Coast. So, um, you've seen the product, man. I wish you would have kept that stuff up there, man. I mean, no need to take it down so they could have some sort of view.
Oh shit.
Of yeah, yeah. You can put that, yeah. Put the bikes back up, man. That's what you're selling.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, let me pull Instagram up. So yeah, Internet of Things, right?
Yeah.
So well, let me just do this. Let me get this kind of out of my head, and then I'll pull the images back up. So with
Gotcha.
the internet side of things, or Internet of Things, all of the Bird, Lime, all those companies where you see the bikes and the scooters out there, and you just scan it with a QR and all that. Okay, all these are IoT devices. Okay, so now what we're talking about is the core technology that's the driver for all of this. This is what I learned. It was all of this stuff, soup to nuts, right? How to source some vehicles, let's just say from overseas, right? And then take an app that say like is developed partially in say India, and then partially developed over here, and then have those vehicles connected to that app, right, via um, cellular connectivity, right? So you need, bare minimum, you need 3G connectivity, right?
Right.
And from there, right, it becomes a whole system where I have a dashboard here. I can see all the vehicles that are on board, or I have an app on my tablet. I can see an inventory of vehicles. I can put them in various stages of use. I can put them dormant. I can mark them as missing if somebody took one or something, I can't find it, right? And it allows me through this app and through the cloud to manage all of these devices wherever, no matter where they are.
Right. And so that would be useful. Let's say, for example, somebody wanted to have a micro mobility rental center, okay,
Yes. Yeah.
in a burgeoning area, like around an amusement park or around a zoo, a museum, a large park, like a beachfront area
Hmm.
where there's like permission to use micro mobility devices in order to move to and fro and to see different things. It just expands your capacity to move. Okay, that's what these devices actually do.
Right.
So if you had a business, you could monitor and locate and know how to service the various devices that you have within your your garage.
Right. Right.
So that's also you got one brother, and I think he's right about this. He's like, man, post your site. So if you have the capacity to
Okay.
provide a
Yeah.
link to
I'll
your
post everything.
website, yeah, do
Yeah,
that.
I'll post the Instagram and all that. So these are some of the pictures you saw there, right? This is some pictures of the. I don't know if you see this here.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, so these are some of the pictures that you saw. And then this is other stuff, man, like my racing stuff. Like just some side stuff, dude. I do racing cart restorations. I know
yeah,
that
that's
sounds crazy, dude, but it's like, you know what I mean? Because I race go karts, and then I also used to like literally restore these things, rebuild them.
yeah, that's dope, man. I mean, you're taking your hobby, you're taking something that you enjoy doing as a young adult, or a post pubescent adult, and you're turning it into a way to make revenue for yourself and provide for your family and to basically serve a community. I think it's dope, man.
Yeah, yeah, man. And this is from my racing days. That was my tent right there, and that was my team, my whole operation there. That was at Cal Speed, and that's the NASCAR track right behind us, right over there.
Yeah, and so and look, so A. Wilson's Go said this is so needed in Ghana. So the beautiful thing about this is,
Man.
as markets emerge in different places in places geographies open up because they're being developed. The micro mobility market is wide open. I mean, because not everybody can afford
Yeah,
an automobile, and this represents like an entry point into transportation. Uh, you know,
yeah,
with because most people when they go back and forth to work. I mean, unless they're going like 15, 20 miles away from where they live. I mean, if you're working 5 to 8 miles away from where you live,
you might
if
as
the
well, dude. Just take the scooter or take your bike.
exactly, like what's the point of getting in a gas guzzler? You know what I mean?
Well, your
I
insurance
could,
costs go down. You spending less money on gas, better health. There's so many different, and this is just some of my racing background, man. Like all the karting stuff, my restorations, and I used to do.
right.
My old shop, and everything.
Yeah.
And just some of the kids that I've coached, and this was BME bikes back in the day, man. This was BME bikes 2015. We had
Yeah.
a little art gallery of bikes in here, man. So we've been at this a long time, bro.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Keep at it,
So
man. Don't
just you keep grinding, man. Keeping at it, man. The other projects and stuff I did from years back, you know. So
yeah, man.
yeah,
Keep at it,
just
man. Keep
just
at it,
keeping
man.
just staying at it, bro.
So another question I wanted to ask you was that what does a typical day look like for you as the CTO, the Chief Technical Officer of Pacific Rides? Like, what are your main responsibilities? Like, what do you have to troubleshoot on a day-to-day basis?
Right now, it's more about like fleet deployment. At the moment, we're just getting out of all this crazy weather. out here in California with a lot of the rain and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So for the last 7, 8 weeks or so, we had everything off the streets. So I'm literally in the midst of getting everything situated to get going for 2023 because we really didn't get a chance to do that. Right? We had like it was just seemed like every week, dude, since February, we were just getting water dumped on us.
Right.
So, instead of like trying to take water damage losses and stuff like that, um, we just decided we were going to hold off. And then when everything got up in temperature and we didn't have no more water in the forecast, we are going to dump everything back out. So right now, my main focus is getting everything back out and deployed. The next focus I have, fuck, are you kidding me? Give me a second, bro. I have to blow my nose.
That's okay, man. Take your time.
Shit.
So, I mean, in essence, Ulysses was just basically explaining how, the weather has been inclement in California, and, you don't want your fleet out there getting damaged for no reason. So, apparently, he has a rental market that, he's using in
Yeah.
order to generate revenue. And so
And
no
let me
need to have your,
listen to
your product out there being is submitted to, you're submitting it to, the weather is going, you're fucking your shit up, is
Well, not only
ultimately.
that, you know what I don't want, dude? I don't want somebody doing something stupid on a scooter in the wet. And
Yeah,
the next
got
thing
you.
you know, we got a problem, right? So we could talk about well, we're gonna start talking about the business side of all of it, right? Insurance, the verticals, all these other things we have to consider, right? So when you're asking me, what are the things that I have to consider on a day-to-day basis? I was kind of going into, I say at the moment, it's uh, getting everything kind of situated and redeployed. I picked up a shit ton more scooters about a month ago that I have
Right.
at the warehouse, and I have to do a lot of triaging through all of those. So once I get the stuff in my garage back out in the street, I got to go over to the warehouse and then triage all that stuff, and they get a whole bunch more scooters ready to go, right? So
Right.
it's that kind of stuff, right? It's thinking about that. I still got to like do some website updating. I got some new product, and so I have to get that stuff up there. It's just random shit, dude. But in terms of the integration side, that was 2021 and 2022. We took a lot of time to get all of our verticals integrated. The vehicles, and then like the delivery platform, the ghost kitchen platform, right, where everything is interconnected. Okay,
Right.
that's really the work of the CTO. Okay,
Right.
once that was all done, it's like now IoT devices are plug and play in all of it. So now I got to work on the biz dev side. That's where all the marketing stuff I was just showing you,
Right.
that's where all that's coming in. And listen, I'm so not like uh, the the know it all when it comes to like the business side like that. I have my strong suits, and then when it comes to marketing, only thing I think to do or can think to do are the things that are kind of like in my purview. I don't really know, like say like general SEO, like the hardcore stuff, social media, this Instagram. I'm not like you know what I'm saying. And so this is kind of where uh, when we have these kind of discussions, there might be people out there that have marketing companies, right? And that is their
Their
that that
forte. That's what
that
they
is
do.
their forte, right? And so this is where you were saying, like, when you you were chastising people. You were like, well, look, y'all want to have this conversation, right? And the reasons why is because, look, you know, which from what you see, yeah, dude, we're doing a lot of shit out here. That doesn't mean that we're the latest and greatest and the know-it-alls in all aspects. There could be somebody we could partner with out here who's like, yo, look, here's what we know how to do. We can help you. You can help us. Both making money, right? See, so we got to put it out here. What is
Right,
it
and
about? Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why I wanted to facilitate the conversation with your
right.
business. Like, look, bruh, why not? I know you got your own followers, and I'm pretty sure that in your own
Hey, Gigi,
space.
Gigi, real quick. I tried to put the website in the chat. I'm not modded, so I'm not sure if it showed up.
I tell you what, put it in the private chat,
Okay.
and if you put it in a private chat, then I could just put it
Yeah,
in
yeah.
yeah, put
Because
it out
a
there.
brother he asked for the website,
Right.
so I just want to make sure he got that. Here we go. Okay, my bad, dude. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I forgot what I was saying, man. Can't even
Shit,
recall.
my bad, dude.
It's all to the good. But
No, no,
okay.
we were talking about the business networking.
Yeah, man. So yeah. As far as I'm concerned, it's like, look, you say you want to network. You say that's what we ought to be doing.
Hmm.
I think like here's an opportunity to do so. Like I mean, who knows? There might be somebody in the manosphere who knows about search engine optimization and social media marketing. I'm not an expert in it. I'm learning because I have my own website, but by no means an expert in SEO. But I mean, here's an opportunity for people to partner with one another and to build and forge relationships, man.
But Gigi,
It's
let's keep it a buck. The cats who literally claim to know and profess to know those things and be experts in that subject matter be the same ones preoccupied with Chat JPT.
right, right, right,
Okay,
right, right.
it is what it is.
Hey, bro, like, I know what I know. I ain't gonna say I know some shit I don't
No,
know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, I mean,
yeah.
I got to speak to what I'm an expert in, or like what I
Hey,
feel
bro,
like,
and that's what I stick to, dog. Real talk.
yeah, I can't
I'm
claim
not
to
gonna get
be
out
an expert
here.
and be fugazi, and then somebody will call my bluff. Like, okay, well, let me see if you really know what you say you know, and then I don't know shit about that area.
Look, man.
I don't.
Look, I listen to cats that talk about the things that I don't know about to learn.
Right,
Right?
right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I talk about the things that I know about so that other people can learn. This shit it should be reciprocal. You know what I'm saying?
So, but at any rate, this is a brother who has a business. Okay, point blank, and so I'm often told, that the shit that I do is kind of useless. Like, all I do is pontificate and theorize. Well, here I'm giving you a practical means by which to support another brother in business, to, if possible, to forge a relationship with this brother to help him, expand. And also, it's a way for you to understand about a new and an emerging, market niche. That
Yeah,
I think that this has growth in the future. I think that this is
bro. I
where the
told
shit
you.
is going.
I'm gonna send you. I gotta ask you offline, like how you choose to receive payment for the referral stuff, because that's the business side of even what we're doing,
Right.
right? So that's the other side of it, dude. You know, look, we have to use this digital medium, right? This is how when we talk about, well, how as black men, how do we compete? How do we do this? The marketplace, the global marketplace, stuff like that. It's like, well, look, we have all these tools. You know what I mean? Like, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, I get a lot of good feedback from that esports stuff,
Right.
right? And then we do a lot of the content to support it to show, okay, number one, we're legit proficient at this motorsport thing. That's the first thing. And then number two, we're also trying to use case the business side of it in terms of doing so, like, if you're doing like a live stream or whatever, you got the stream going and all that, and then you got the little nightbot thing dropping like little referral links for the products associated with the whole situation, right?
Right.
It's a thing, dude. It works like that in the real world with motorsport. Why do companies go and slap their stickers on race cars? Because people are going to see it,
Exactly. Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
So now we're just talking about using a digital medium, and I'm just, this whole sort of new paradigm, this digital paradigm, fourth industrial paradigm we're going into. Listen, I understand the implications of the AI aspect of it. I understand the implications of all of it, but let's also look at what how we can wield it,
Gotcha.
right?
So that
Because we
leads
can,
my
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
well that naturally leads me to the next question, right? Which
Uh-huh.
is, first of all, to the best of your ability, how do you stay current with the latest technology trends and innovations in the micro mobility industry, and like what sources do you rely
Mm,
on in order to
okay.
to stay up as much as you possibly can on the latest tech?
Okay, so if you deal with where they pump the majority of this stuff out of is China. Okay, so if you talk to any number of the factories there, listen, they are aggressive as hell, and this is the one thing I want brothers to really kind of get an understanding of, because I hear a lot of stuff about what these people will and won't do, what these people will and won't do, what this group of people will and won't do. Listen, the Chinese and nations like them who produce en masse, they don't care. It's like they understand you're in a if they understand you're in a prime market, they if you have a solid business model, man, they will like hand shit to you.
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of the shit.
They're trying to
They
get rid
want
of
it
it.
out of their warehouses, man.
They got yo. It starts with them, bro. It's like they don't benefit from like warehousing and stuff. They want the stuff out of here. They want it on containers, on boats, across the water, out of there. If you can help them do that, they will be very gracious to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're trying to get rid. They trying to move it like it's it's a bundle of dope, man. They trying to get rid of it. It
you
ain't
know,
serving no purpose sitting in their warehouses.
it,
And nothing lasts forever. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
wait,
Even
hold
if
on.
a
Let's give me 1 second. I'm gonna blow my nose again, but we're gonna break down the economics of that. Hold on 1 second.
gotcha. Yeah, nobody makes money with shit sitting in the warehouse, bro. And then things depreciate, even sitting, still, especially like vehicles and stuff like that, man. They got to get out and move. They
Yeah,
have like a life of their own.
yeah.
They
Not
don't
only that,
move, they
batteries
decay.
batteries have a shelf life, right?
Right.
Think about like how much stuff the Chinese produce, right? Um, and think about what it is. So what do the Chinese have to pay for? Let's start there. Let's start there. What do they have to pay for? They make deals with other nations to source raw materials, right?
That's what they do, man. They get the raw materials.
Okay. From that point, what else do they have to pay for?
They have to pay for the warehouse space,
And
uh,
labor.
the manufacturing space and labor. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And the government subsidizes it all, right? That's why the Chinese can just spin up stuff so quick. And why you were saying, you think they care to have, dude, they don't want stuff sitting in the California warehouses here.
I
That's
imagine
what,
they don't. They want you to move it. Shit.
yeah, they want it out of there. Listen, we have another boat coming over there in 60 days, right? It's going to have this many pieces of this many pieces of this, and then you get the email. Then there's a spreadsheet, has the vehicles, the specs, the this, the. Then I'll say, okay, okay, that one's nice. I'll pick that one. I'll carry that one, right? And then I'll pick what I want out of the stuff,
Right.
right? Let other people, distributors, wholesalers, retailers, whatever, let them do what they do, right?
Right.
But this is kind of where we're talking about tapping into the global economy.
Gotcha.
And it's
And
very
this is a
easy.
way. This is a way to
This
do
is the
it.
way
I
to
mean,
do it. This is the
and
way to
then
do it.
one could argue, in terms of investment to get started. I'm not
Uh-huh.
going to say the entry point would be just like a walk in the park, but in relation to other kinds of businesses, one could argue that this would be
Relatively speaking,
relatively
yes.
reasonable in comparison to some other
You're no,
startups.
no, no. It would literally be a walk in the park. If we're going to talk about transportation, if you want to start up your own transportation company, let's think about this for a second. Um, I'm trying to remember what last year I kind of threw this out there as a scenario for people to consider. Um, GG, like we go back like about 35, 40 years, if, you and we were business partners, we wanted to like get some stuff produced in China and then brought over to the US market, right? And then put into, you know, the retail supply chain here. Do you realize like what we would have to do?
Yeah, yeah,
Right. So now, but now what we're talking about is tapping in directly with the factory here and then using digital mediums like websites, Amazon, eBay's, and uh, all these other sales mechanisms, right? It's digital now. Like so much of the barrier has been removed. It's actually quite easy. So when you say it's a walk in the park, I'm like, well, when you consider it, it actually kind of is.
right.
It's still going to require some work, some some thought and some creativity, coming up with what interesting, unique ways. Because now we got to compete in this digital space, right? Got to try to
Right.
stand out in the crowd for people that have like an attention span of like 6 seconds or whatever, right? Um, how so we got to then use more of the creativity and the technology to break that mold. But it's here. It's easy for us to do it. Like you said, I would say, I would argue it is kind of a walk in the park to a large degree.
No, another, so we talked about emerging technologies.
Uh-huh.
Um, you got any current or upcoming projects you're working on to improve or expand the company's offerings?
Well, let's talk about. I'm gonna pull this off the screen. We could talk about. Let me see if I got any graphics. With I think I do. Hold on. So we could talk about like the verticals, man. Other businesses that we can run off top of this, because we talked about just the general stuff. Everybody's familiar with it, right?
Right.
Scooters out on the street. Download the app. Put your debit card, credit card info in. Right. Scan the QR. Through the magic of IoT, activates the scooter, you ride it, you close it out, boom, you where you're at, leave the scooter right there, right?
Right.
So we understand sort of like the base level of the rideshare market, and then we just kind of covered consumer, right? And we're kind of talking about like the various price points, demographics. There's the Walmart, Target, Amazon market. Then there's kind of more of like the kind of mid-tier, upper tier market that I serve.
Right.
Then there's like the stupid stuff, right? You want like that $9,000, $10,000 Porsche electric bike that you can go get at the dealership, then you can pay the 10,000, right?
Right.
So there's the market segments with regards to consumer. And then we could talk about businesses that run off of this stuff. So ghost kitchens, delivery operations, stuff like that.
Right.
Let me see what I got up here. Hold on one second.
Especially in small towns and stuff like that, you can
Yes.
compete with Ubers and
Uber, and
Door
you
Dashes and
just snatch their business up, bro, because you'll be able to beat them pennies on the dollar.
exactly, and it's cost effective. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you ain't gonna be spending. Well, I guess a rideshare company has people, spending their own money on gas or whatever the case may be. But even if you're in that kind of business yourself as a
Mhm.
independent so-called contractor, in a small town,
Dude, here.
the square miles aren't that like. It
Let me
ain't if it's not that expansive, dude. You can basically make a killing because
dude,
you're not
especially
breaking
if you
your
do it
bank.
on e-bikes, especially do it on some electric,
Right,
right? Where okay, your insurance costs are low, you don't have gas costs, maintenance is damn near non-existent, damn near, right? You
right,
cut so much cost out. See, so this is how you fight. Okay, this is how you use sort of like this new technology to sort of fight. Number one, sort of like the changing economy, right? The inflation, all these other things. You have to kind of creatively use these things to attack each of these problems, right? Let me see. I think this is it. Hold on, bro. Give me a second. I gotta blow my nose again. I want to say this is it. Let me see. Is this the delivery deck? No, it's not. This ain't the delivery deck. Hold on. I'm trying to. I have a document for delivery. I'm just trying to find it.
thank you also
Yeah,
to
give me 1 second, bro.
all the people renewing their memberships and stuff like that, man. You're gonna hear a lot of grunting and noise for
Is
you
that
know.
is that the donations coming through?
Well, that's for people. I got like a prompt for people who become members, and
Oh,
the
that's what's up.
memberships renew every month. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
now just I can't stop the triggering. Right? I'm not gonna even try to. So
No, it's all
it's
good.
not somebody snoring. It's this green
I
gorilla.
was going, hey, bro. I was going to ask you, man. Hey, real quick. What is that?
Yeah. So it's not. You see? Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I
It's a
saw it.
gorilla
I
beating
see
his
it.
chest.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
I
So
have I have a thing. I'm looking for the delivery deck. I got so much like shit up here, dude.
Take your time, man. Take
Yeah,
your
let me
time.
find this.
Now let me do this, man. There might be some people out there who want to ask you some questions,
Yeah, what's up?
so I'm
Yeah,
going to give
go
them
ahead.
an opportunity if they
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
because I see questions being asked in the chat. If they
Okay,
want to ask you some questions directly, I'll
that's
let.
what's up.
But we don't want to turn this into like a bullshit conversation or discussion about politics or anything like that. It's about his business. If you got
No.
any business questions or questions related or pertaining to his business, and insight about the micro mobility market, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. If you got
then,
questions like that, man, feel free to ask.
yeah.
Uh, Damn, I think I gotta go into. I gotta go into what you call it. Where the hell I have this shit at? Well, here, let's do this. Let me see if I have.
And this is the website. Let me just show the website, by the way, so if people don't,
Yeah, people can check it out, man. See what's going on.
that's the website right there, man.
Oh,
Pacific Rise. See
there you
it?
go.
That's the website right there.
That's
Hold
it.
on, let me
Yeah,
hold on. I
palm
didn't mean to
trees the
do that.
logo.
I didn't mean to. Didn't mean to do that.
And what I'm gonna do here is by weekend's end, GG will have a referral code. So if y'all want to check out the site, you're interested in anything, man, be sure to support the brother. Punch in his referral code. I'll be shooting that over to him this weekend.
Yeah,
And
so
yeah,
eventually, what I'm gonna start doing is like anybody in the manosphere who has a product or a business, it can be a service or
yep,
you're selling something concrete.
yep,
I'll try to feature them more on my channel, and then I'll put like a post on my website
yeah,
under economics, news, and politics or whatever. I'll put it under there, and that way, you can go service some of the people in the black manosphere. If that's what they want to do. If
if
I'm willing to interview anybody who has a business in order to promote what they have,
and
man.
look, dude, and if you shoot me a seller too, I'm like this, dude. I'm always about breaking bread, dude. So it's like, yo, that's why I'm like, hey, man, look, for those of y'all that come through there vis-a-vis this live stream right here, this channel right here, he'll have a code for anytime he drops it in the description or wherever he puts it down. Use that code, man. You'll get a discount. He'll get broke off. Support the
That's how
brother.
we help each other, man.
That's how we help each other. Straight
That's how
up.
we scratch each other's backs, man.
There we
You know what
go.
I mean? And there's a brother out here who just said, he was going to buy an Indian. He said, I was going to get an Indian, but I will buy one of yours. What about maintenance outside of Cali?
Maintenance outside of Cali. Okay. What we'd have to do is talk about what type of bike it is. If it's gonna be if it's a mid-drive electric bike, the regular bike shops don't have a problem working on those because they don't have to unplug anything. That's why I'm a big proponent of mid-drive electric bikes because regular bike shops will service the bike. Okay. Uh, the motors themselves, the motor, the components, the batteries, and all that, those types of things, you deal directly with the manufacturer. If something goes wrong, if as long as it's within warranty, the manufacturers will replace it. But then the bike itself, take it directly to a bike shop, service it, do whatever. Like if you were local, I'd just say bring it to me. Right? I service everything. Anything that I've like sold to people or anything like that. If they're local, I service it myself.
Yeah, so, this is his site, man. It's a nice looking site, too.
Thank you, man.
It's a smart site, you know what I'm saying? You see, got the nice white lady riding damn scooter. I mean, hey, but hey, it is what it is. Shit, you
Hey,
gotta you
bro.
gotta say you gotta sell to who's buying. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
and so that kind of speaks to you know what? Here, let me do this.
And we got one
I
person who
really
might.
do. I really do want to. I want to touch on the food and delivery, bro.
Right.
Because okay, my whole thing is once I've kind of gotten things up where I need to be, and that'll be in the next 3 to 4 months. I got a lot of shit to do over the next couple months, but we'll be kind of where we need to be with everything, right? And I have a food delivery uh, opportunity that we're currently kind of working out the details on right now. But
Right.
dude, you know, so if we talk restaurants, we talk the food. We talk all that, right? This is another one of those areas where uh, a needs-based industry and technology has a convergence, and we need to be on the mark with it. We need to be ahead of the we need we're ahead of the opportunity curve. We're right where we need to be. We need to capitalize on it. Once again, when we talk about um, you know uh, being able to have access to Chinese manufacturing some 30, 40 years ago, if you had that, think about what it is that we would have been able to create within that time had we had access, for the type of investment that you can get access to. uh, when we talk about having transportation companies, car companies, vehicle companies, and stuff like that, it's easier for us to do that today than it has ever been in the past. Um, I'm gonna do actually, we're gonna be doing a live stream on black-owned carriage and car makers of the day at the turn of the 20th century.
Oh, dope, man. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that, man, because yeah, at that time the brothers was getting it in. We was doing some shit at the time. Um, and let's look at food. Let's look at food, restaurants, stuff like that, right?
Man,
Um,
look, I'm telling you right now, you put a basket on one side, the
uh
basket on the other side,
Yeah,
one for cold
cold
food
box and a
stuffs.
hot box.
Yeah, you got a cold and a hot
Yeah,
box,
you got a cold and a hot box.
and you got your GPS,
Yeah,
on your phone,
on the phone.
and you got a mount for it, you know what I
So
mean?
here,
And you
I
got your
just found
lights and shit, you
here,
ready to go, baby.
just found it. Just found it. Just found it. Now that we're talking about it, let's get into it. Hold on one
But hold
second.
on, we got a question from a brother by the name of
Okay,
Grid, GRD Outfitters.
sure. Let's
Uh,
go.
Hey,
would you like?
salutations, brothers. How y'all doing?
Good,
Hey, what's
bro.
going on, man?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. This is a happy Friday. GG. Thank you for posting this because I was just looking at trying to upgrade my e-bike.
Oh,
I
word.
got I got an Aventon Mark One right now. I was thinking about getting the Mark Two, but they have not figured out the capacity issue. And I saw that your link, the Pacific Rides, is also dealing with, and I'm probably gonna butcher your name, but your Nora, Unirau, and they just
Unirow.
released. I just got an alert that they just released a 220
Yeah,
mile range bike on it with triple batteries. So
yeah.
it's fascinating that all this is just kind of coalescing at the moment. And thank you
See,
again, Gigi, for posting this.
and brother, I'm glad you came up and you kind of you're mentioning brands, right? See, so let's talk
Yes.
about that. The reason why so when Gigi was talking about, okay, well, what do you look for, right? And
Hmm.
so, China is a huge place, right? Shenzhen, where a lot of this stuff, majority of the stuff is produced in Shenzhen. That's where my business partner is at. Well, my other business partner, he's there. He's the dude on the ground over there. So when anytime we get things done, he goes to the factories and vets them. He literally goes there and he eyeballs everything, and
Hmm.
then gives a thumbs up or tells the factory, "Hey, fix that." Right. So Unirao is one of those companies that uses Bafeng components, right? Because
Yeah, just like
I think what you
Aventon.
would call it, they do. Aventon uses it
Yeah.
because my partner Tim at BME Bikes, he has Aventon bikes in there. Okay.
Are they the 750 watt?
I gotta ask him to see which ones he has
Okay.
because the ones that he carries are the hub. It's a hub motor?
Yeah. The
Motors in the
750
rear
that
wheel.
yes, and
Okay.
they have to be like limited due to their wattage because you got the
Right.
class one, class two, class three
Class three, you
variations.
have the different classes. Right.
Yeah.
So I'd have to ask him. Okay, but here's the thing. It's all Bafang, dude. So what's the problem that you're having?
So I have the Mark One. They just released the Mark Two for the Aventon Adventure. That's what I use on a daily commute, and I got almost 1,000 miles on my original. But
Hmm.
the range anxiety does kick into play if someone has to go. Let's say they're on pedal assist level 4 or 5 because they want to.
Right,
Again, they're using this for commuting. So
right.
I've recently learned how to get it up to 40 miles an hour, and let's just say the
You got
depletion rate is
battery.
so fast. Yeah, it's non-existent. Like I'm 100% when I start in the morning, and then by the time I get to my place of work, I'm
Yeah,
at 30, and
because
that's sometimes on 4.
that
Hmm.
because the controller needs to be reflashed. So
I'm hoping that's what it is.
that the controller needs to be reflashed, dude. Because like so that the bike that I was showing earlier, right? That's
Hmm.
all Bafang, but it's mid drive. Okay, so it works the same way. right? It's just that we're talking about a hub motor in the rear wheel versus the motor, attached to the front sprocket, right?
Right.
But the controller works on a sine, so you can control the linearity of that power output and that usage. You can dial it down to get distance. And you have to reprogram the controller. And there's
And
videos on
that's
YouTube. There's
hmm
video on YouTube. If it's Bafang, there's videos on YouTube how to do it.
But see, my thing is, it's like I can reflash it, but how long does the battery last before degradation kicks in? Because the frame itself is like, for the Venton is 75 pounds, maybe 77, give or take. Um, and then you have the rider itself, and
Mhm.
then it has to power itself to move. Plus, you're helping it, but it's still carrying you too. And it seems like the capacity for the battery hasn't got to a level where you don't need multiples. You can't
Right.
just do it off of a single
See,
cell.
see, this is okay. See, this is why I'm a fan of mid drive though, because
Hmm.
again, you can utilize more of the rear gear cassette, right? So
Yes.
you can ratio it a lot more along with pedal assist. Dude, that's why I can get 50, 60 miles out of it confidently.
On what level pedal assist though?
Doesn't matter. I can change it based on gear ratio. I can kind of mix. It depends on how I want to ride it. Because look, like
Mm.
so for example, I could put it on pedal assist 5, and it's a 9-speed gear cassette in the back, right?
A
So if I
Shimano?
put Shimano, yeah,
Mm.
if I put it on pedal assist 5, and then I have it on the first rung gear, right? I can
Hmm.
pedal it up to 20 miles an hour, and the bike will get up pretty darn quick, right? But see, if I put it on pedal assist 3 and drop the gear. What was I put it up to? Was it the third gear? I want to say I
Hmm.
get similar performance, but guess what I'm doing? I'm not zapping as much battery. You get what I
I'm gonna
mean?
have to try, I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah, it's like you have to kind of maybe look at the ratios that you're using versus the power assist level. You might be able to actually
I'm a speed
match it.
junkie.
Dude, you know what, man? I had a scooter accident in October, bro. Separated shoulder, road rash the shit out of my body. Dude, it was one of my big boy scooters that does like 30, 35.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah. I went off and onto the asphalt, dude, at 30 miles an hour.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, you got chewed up.
T-shirt and shorts too. No helmet, no
Oh
nothing.
wow.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a
Yeah.
speed junkie too, bro. Race shit. Well, you saw. Yeah. No, so I get it. I get it, bro. But that range anxiety does kick in,
Yeah.
right? It does kick
Yeah.
in. So we have to look at maximization strategies. That's why I was like, you try like experimenting with like, okay, well, if I put the derailleur on this gear, but if I drop the power assist to this, what kind of performance do I get? How quick do I get up to the top speed, right?
Hmm.
Because if it's like a second or two slower, but you saving 10, 12% on the battery, you know?
Mm. Now, do you also, I guess, for your guys' setups, are you looking at uh weight distribution? Like my Aventon
Yes.
is center mounted, so
Yes.
that
Everything's gotta be
okay.
centered out, bro. That all that shit putting the battery on the back,
Hmm.
over the rear. No, it's just those too many accidents happen because the center of gravity is too high. It's above, right? Like it's
Yeah.
literally right. It's literally above the center line of the bike. So what you want to do is you want to mount it, ideally the down tube where the bike post goes down.
Yes.
Ideally, you would want the battery on that post and then a mid-drive motor right up under that because literally that's you sitting on top of all of that. So all the weight is centered right in the middle,
Hmm.
right? On that bike I showed, you saw that the bike is on the neck tube. So the tube that goes from the neck down to where the crank is, and that battery
Yeah.
mounts down that way. So what happens is the weight is actually kind of on the front of the bike. So if you try to pop a wheelie on the bike, it's almost impossible.
Yeah. Well,
Even if
all
you
that
use
all that
electric
front
motor,
unsprung weight is going to
all
be
that
there.
other all that weight. Yeah, yeah, all
So
that
my,
weight.
my last question, because I don't want to take up too much time. I'm glad
You're
I'll
good.
just keep watching the background. But
You're good.
so as far as the mid drive goes, the difference between me going with that and rear hub was that people have told me that you can't pedal like a regular bike. You end up damaging the internal components once like the cell is dead on a mid drive.
What?
So that's maybe they're trying to sell it to me,
A
try to get
hot
me to buy the
box?
Aventon, but it was between that and one of those center suspension mountain bikes I was gonna get. And there's like mid drive, like, yeah, you don't want that, man. You can't
No,
freewheel it like.
yeah, I mean, dude, we've built those with dual suspension, bro. Hold on, you know what? Let me bring that up. I'll show you.
Because that's the case, I could have got a better bike for the same amount of money that was spent on that Aventon.
I would say, dude, like if if you're just kind of like a casual rider, you go get you a little hub motor or whatever. Like I said, uh, the thing about hub motors is that wait, let me go ahead and share this. So the thing about hub motors is that bike shops they don't like to work on them.
Well, that's what that is.
Keep It
That's
Techie is here, man. Shout out to him, bro. Appreciate the
Yo,
donation, bro.
Josh, what's going on, man?
Shout out to
So
Keep It Techie.
yeah, so down at the shop over here in Northridge, we do conversions and we do the custom builds. So like I said,
Hmm.
everything we use is Bafang, right? Mid-drive electric motors. Let me see here. I just want to see if we got them. Yeah, see the Aventure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't. Oh, you guys don't even do the Mark. Is the Mark one not even available anymore? Damn.
Let's see. It's the Pace
Oh, there it is. The right next to it.
right here.
I didn't see that first. To your right.
Right here? Oh,
One
no,
more
this.
over. Yeah,
Let me see.
I have that in the desert sand,
In the desert
and I've
sand.
been
Okay,
and I've been
this
trying to
one
get
right
an
here.
extra battery for it, but it's like their batteries are still the same capacity overall. There's not an
No,
actual increase.
here's the reason why, dude, because the battery's in the down tube.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was saying about part of
No,
the
you're
weight
not.
distribution.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but so you would have to you have to run an external pack off the saddle right here. Off the
That's
back.
why I ordered the carrier, and I was like, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna
Yeah,
start modding because the warranty's gonna be up on it pretty soon. Why not start experimenting?
just go ahead and yeah, may as well, right?
Right.
This is nice. This is a nice one.
Yeah, it looks
Well,
nice, man. I'm
Yeah.
jealous,
thank you,
man.
GG, for having me up. If someone else wants to jump in, I'm gonna go ahead and
Hey
bow
man,
and
appreciate
appreciate
it.
it, Complex.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
I'm gonna keep listening.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
Glad to be able to answer, have somebody who can answer your question, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
So, another question I have for you.
yeah,
You guys kind of geeked out for a little minute, which is
yeah. We
nice.
did, man. Sorry about that.
No, that's great, man. What are your thoughts? I know you talked about verticals, right?
Yes.
Tell me more about this food service component you're talking about, because
Yeah,
I just want to know what your thoughts on the future of urban transportation and the role that micromobility solutions like motorized bikes are going to play in actually shaping the future of urban transportation.
okay. Yeah, I just wanted to go here because I'm gonna bring up something. Let's see here. So here, I'm gonna share this right
Glad to be of some kind of service to somebody today, man. That's what I aim for.
Oh man, come on, man. You're doing the work, bro. We all out here doing the work. All right. So I'm just gonna show you guys Cloud Kitchens. This is a company that does basically like their software works much the same way. Uh, we have the integrated vehicles and all that, right? Added. There's other things that they do that's separate from us. But in a nutshell, man. Um, so Gigi, you and I, we want to go start a restaurant, right?
Right.
So we're gonna start a restaurant. And instead of going through all the rigmarole of having to go and get, this permit, this license, this, that, you're like, yo, I know this one place, man, this seafood spot, man, they dope. And you know what? What if they made this for us? Right. And I'm like, okay, word. And so what we do is we come up with a restaurant concept, right? And this restaurant's going to be on the apps. It's gonna be
Right.
on all the food apps, right? But see, this spot that you was putting me up on Game On, the boy that owns the spot, yeah, he works there, right? We cut a deal with him where he makes the food for us. So
Right.
the food that he makes for us is separate than his regular stuff. We cut a split on it, right? The app, the food apps intake the orders, they get them, they make them, they put them in our packaging, and it's our delivery apparatus that drives them out and delivers it.
Yeah, that's some next level shit right
It's the
there,
next
man.
level shit, and this is
Yeah, that's some next level shit right there, bro.
yeah. Like, look, go open a ghost kitchen in 1 month.
That's some dope shit right there.
This is
And
how
then
quick
you
and
all you
easy.
doing is it's like print shopping or print
Yeah,
shipping or some shit.
yeah, yeah, bro. Look. Hey. So look, let's try. Let me. I'll tell you. Okay, so the first time.
Some
So,
motherfuckers gonna get rich off this shit.
hey. We about to get rich. What you talking about? It's
That's
gonna be
right. That's
us.
right. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's us, bro. We'd invested in the damn software to make it happen. It's gonna be
Yeah,
us. I'll be damn shit.
that's some dope shit right there, man.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah,
But look, man, like so the first time we kind of messed around with something like this, dude, this is when me and my business partner actually linked up. So this is back in 2017, and we started a cannabis business, and we were a concierge. So I had a buddy who had a delivery business. He had a delivery business, and he'd deliver all over LA and stuff, right? And
right, right.
so what we did was we created a concierge business to where I got with Airbnb hosts. And what we did was we got them to agree for us to just stick a little card in there. So like the people that would rent Airbnbs like Hollywood, downtown, all that kind of stuff, they wouldn't have to like go places. They just
To get
call the card.
they weed to come right
Yeah,
to
bro. Yeah.
them. You Cali motherfuckers on some shit, bro.
Ah.
You Cali motherfuckers. Hey,
What's up?
the booze and the weed, man.
Hey, bro. Listen, dog. I'm just saying, dude.
And the
Like,
food, the booze, the weeds,
dude, this the same software does all this stuff. It's the same thing. Dude, the software does okay. The software it's a task oriented type of thing, right? It's logistics, right? I have somebody who can pick something up from point A and take it to point B. So all the software needs to do is intercept a request that says, "Hey, I need you to send somebody to pick this up and take it there." That's literally it.
yeah, that's
That's it.
crazy, man. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
So this stuff right here, with the ghost kitchen aspect, um, this is like the next level, dude. And this is what, me, myself, and Mike V, we've been pushing an awful lot, especially on the Brain Trust when we do a lot of the tech deep dives, talking about micromobility, talking about like these new business angles, these new business verticals. And I keep hammering this, dude. Like, okay, if you don't want to mess with micromobility, right? Okay, I get it. But look at some of the things that actually work in conjunction with it. If the actual vehicles themselves is not your forte, you might be a foodie, dude. Virtual restaurants that's bro.
Yeah, I've never even heard of this shit, man. You bringing some shit to my awareness today.
Yeah.
So, but I love to, that's some shit I love to think about, man. Like
Hmm.
new ways to make bread, man. And
There you go.
if the entry point is not as steep as
It's
it
not.
once was, then
It's
why
not
the
at all.
fuck? Like people keep talking about solutions and entry points into markets and shit like this, and
Yep.
typically we think traditional, like
Hmm.
trucking companies, and not to nothing wrong with that's nothing at all wrong with it, or like contracting, or
Hmm.
you know or even starting a restaurant, like a
Right.
brick and mortar, like a building, like renting and buying and all of that. Like
Hmm.
that shit that's too much overhead, bro. They are streamlining this shit now.
But see, and then that's where okay, where that how that used to work was okay. You and I business partners, and let's say we're going to do this brick and mortar, right? So we would take on all of that, right? Dude,
Right.
in this new age, it's sort of like okay, we have the virtual kitchen concept, right? But let's just say we encountered somebody that had the idea for a ghost kitchen, right? So that's basically a virtual it's like a commercial kitchen space where you just cook food. Food trucks will pull up, get the orders, load their trucks up, head on out. Uber Eats, DoorDash, all the people come in, pick up stuff and take it out, right? And then you got the real estate people that own the property. You see, so if we separate it, everybody can kind of get their own piece of the pie without taking on so much of the burden. You know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
think what we're trying to do is trying to like relieve ourselves as much of the burden because all of this stuff is built off pre-existing infrastructure. We don't have to reinvent the kitchen wheel. We just got to make a deal with a pre-existing restaurant, dog. We ain't got to
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we a lot of that stuff has been kind of removed. You know?
Right. Yeah. I look, I get it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's exciting, man. I mean, and I can hear the excitement in your voice as you talk
Yeah.
about it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I've seen a few use cases, man. I don't know if you recall. Um, like they tried to do this sort of co-branding, co-marketing type stuff with a few celebrities.
yeah.
McDonald's did some collabs with some artists, right? Just trying to sell like a special meal, right? Something that's not a part of their typical menu,
Right.
right? To kind of use case to see, well, how many people come in to buy this special thing that we don't typically make, right?
Right.
And like even the biggest player in the game, McDonald's, would even see that, like, yo, if it's attached to somebody because they're popular or whatever the case, like they could literally just make other shit out of the same
Man, I'm thinking it
establishment.
like like the little the brand new girl, man, who raps, she's a
Who?
mumble rapper and shit. Ice Spice. You can
I
see her
oh
doing a
shit.
deal with McDonald's and shit like a latte or something.
Goddamn, a damn McFlurry.
Yeah, and like had a motherfucking shit look like her, like the packaging like be
I,
shaped like her or some shit
I
like that.
yeah,
You know
get
what I'm
your
saying?
ice
That'd be
spice
this.
McFlurry.
I'm ignorant, man. Let me stop talking, man. But
Hey,
I
I'm
mean,
just as ignorant, nigga. Like,
yeah, but I mean, shit. That I mean, like that's some dope shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it'll
real.
be a way. When the metaverse open up and all this shit, man. People start selling, virtual real estate shit like that, man. The game gonna be different, man.
Man,
It's gonna
I'm
be.
gonna tell you, man. I think they tried it, man. Meta, Facebook or Meta, whatever they call themselves now. They lost so much money trying to do that stuff, man. So much money was lost trying to do that. And at the end of the day, man, I think people they'll do that kind of stuff. They'll do it for a minute. They'll try it out, and then but
Get tired
ultimately,
of it? You think they get
well,
tired of it?
real life takes over at a certain point, right?
Yeah, true indeed.
As much as you want to try to lose yourself, shit, even in all this manosphere shit, as much as you want to try to lose yourself in all of it, man, you got real shit in the real world at some point, right? And that's why it's just like over the long run, man. I just couldn't see the viability in that meta stuff. I see more viability in micromobility, ghost kitchen, virtual restaurants,
I'm
last
all
mile
up on that. I
logistics.
mean, that idea of a virtual restaurant. It's like if you
Bro,
can
I'm
minimize the
just
cost associated with fucking
come on,
renting a
man.
space, developing, buying the kitchen, making
You
sure it's
get rid of all
coded and
that.
all of that, man.
You get rid
Man,
of
it's too
all that.
much work, dude.
Bro, food handler's license, alcohol liquor license if the establishment has it, all that stuff, dude. That's not your concern.
Yeah, and then all you ain't got to worry about coding.
Nope,
You ain't got to worry about shit. All you got to
nope.
do is market.
There you go.
That's
Th-
it.
That's it, dude. That's what, and
And
that's what I'm saying.
your
McDonald's use
subscribers,
cased it.
your subscribers, your members, and your followers on social media become your market.
Right, right. And then let's talk franchising. You know how easy it is to franchise?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like it's the flip of a button. If you hit me up and you're like, hey, Complex, look, man, hey, we ready to go live in Atlanta. Oh, word? Oh, okay. And then what I do is I go into the software and then I change it, right? And I say, okay, look, make this show in this zip code range and this zip code range. So now if somebody's in Atlanta and they flip up the app and then those are, wait, what's this? I never heard of this spot. Who's this? It's just
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
It shows up on the apps in that market, bro. That quick.
Well,
Yep.
we gonna thank you. Shout out to Stan Shelton. He just hit me up. He said
That's
complex
what's up,
salute,
man. Appreciate it.
complex design. Been on it. Salute.
Mm.
Um,
Stan, salute to you, bro. Yeah, man. Stan be over. He be messing with us at the Brain Trust. He know what time it is, man.
yeah. So we're gonna start wrapping this shit up, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to, we all got shit we gotta do. And
Yeah. No, this has
but
been a dope one, bro. I appreciate it.
but I'm just waiting for you to send me the images that you want me to put, up
I'm
on
gonna
the
get
site.
those to you. I'll get those. Yeah, I'll get those. I'm gonna dig those images out. It was in some of those folders that I was showing. I'll dig
Right.
out the ones and I'll get those to you, man.
Because as you can see, the text the art, the interview's already been transcribed.
How
So it's
many
just
how many images you want me to shoot through? Like, are you gonna kind of like put them in between like the paragraphs or something? How many you want me to?
maybe about anywhere between 8 to 10. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
all right, word. I'll put them
And
together.
then
I give them to you.
and if you give me more than that, what I could end up doing is developing some sort of slide.
Like a slideshow.
Yeah, I can end up doing something
I'll
like
put a
that.
folder together, bro. I'll put a folder together. You just rock with it.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll put a
yeah.
folder together for you. I'll
So it
get
might take me a couple days or so to get it up. But I want to make sure that it looks like something like all the other stuff that I got on my site.
yeah.
You know
No
what I mean?
worries, dude. No worries. I'll get
And
those to you. I'll get those to you this weekend.
but what advice would you give to someone interested in starting a business
Hmm.
in the motorized bike industry? What like the first 3 steps they would need to take?
Okay. Familiarize yourself with it. I would say, if you're kind of curious about it, buy a scooter, buy a device, right? I would say like a little electric scooter. Familiarize yourself with it. Okay. If it's something that you really do see having some sort of practicality or use, right? Um, Also look at like just kind of look at like how people get around. Like, yeah, I'm talking about in your immediate area, right? Look at how people get around, because you can always make a use case for this stuff, whether it's like in a city or kind of like out in the sticks in the country, kind of like where I live at, right? People ride them out here because the stores are so far away. Like you were just mentioned, dude, it's a waste of gas. Like, if I could just hop on this and ride a couple miles down to the store, I don't want to be burning gas, right?
Right.
See, so the use case for people to use it here is, well, shit, man. I want to use the car to just go a few miles, man. I can just ride on this thing, okay? Or if you're in a city environment, okay, costs a lot to have a car in those type of environments. If your trips really typically don't consist any more of, like, say, like 5 to 6 miles on average, get you an e-bike or e-scooter.
Right. I mean,
Okay.
and look, let's just face it, man. Like, I mean, if it's the case
Hmm.
that you get home, like whether you're in the suburbs or if you're in the city environment, like if you're in a subdivision in the suburb, it's a Dollar General, a Family Dollar, a Walmart, a fucking it's gonna be a strip mall three
Somewhere.
to 4 miles away, bro.
Right.
If you're in a subdivision in the suburb. If
I was
you're
just
in the city itself proper, the same thing's going to apply. You're gonna have access to and 9 times out of 10, if you get in your car to buy some shit, it's like you forgot something. You know what I mean? Or it's like you're going to pick up some shit that you didn't even foresee you were gonna need, like some condoms or something like that, or you know what I'm saying? Or you fucked around and didn't get the blunt paper that you wanted to get
he got
at
the
the
wrong ones. He gave you the wrong ones.
I'm just, we being ignorant, but the whole
Yeah.
point is that's just, or like, damn, I gotta go get some toilet paper. I done ran out of shit paper. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Hop on your bike, man, or hop on your scooter and go get that shit and
Go
be
get
right
it.
back.
Go get it, man. I'm telling you,
And you
man.
ain't spending all types of money in gas. You know what I'm saying? I
Dude,
mean,
I'm gonna run down that example. um, because I want to finish answering your question, but I'm gonna run down the example I was telling you, man. The one-on-one we did, right? Um, you know, there's a guy who works at the grocery store nearby, right? And my daughter and I, when the weather's good, we just ride the scooters down there. It's about 2 miles, right down there, 2 miles back. So this dude lives like 4 miles away from the store where he works. So one day I'm walking in there, me and my daughter, we have our scooters. I was getting some stuff. He goes, "Hey man, real quick." He goes, "How much are those scooters?" And I was like, "What, you mean like this one right here?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Man, like 400 or 500 bucks." He goes, "I want to get one." And I was like, "Okay." So he saved his money up. It is, but in the conversation, he tells me, he goes, "Man, look, I'm paying 400." He's like, "I'm paying $400 a month to Uber to take me to work." And I said, "Well, wait a minute. How far do you work? How far do you live from work?" He goes, "I only live like 4 miles away." I was like, "So wait a minute, dude, hold on." And my brain started doing started crunching the numbers. So I was like, "Wait, you go to work 5 days a week and you do a total of 8 miles, 4 miles there, 4 miles back. So you do, what is that? 40 miles a week times 4 weeks. So you put like, you do like so you pay Uber $400 a month for them to drive you 160 miles?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
And so I said, well, you can buy the scooter for 400. You just save the money.
Right.
So the scooter was a one-time payment. It was a one-time purchase. And bro, every time I see him, bro, he's just singing the praises. He just got hella money. He got extra scratch in his pocket.
Shit. Hey, extra $400 a month ain't nothing to
Bruh.
sneeze at, goddamn it. You know
God
what I'm saying?
damn.
Hey, that's a cell phone bill and an electric bill.
Man, look, that might even just be the shorty coming through. You know, you do what it do. You know,
Shit.
you know.
Hey, I'm just saying, hey,
Put it
bro,
on
I'm
the
just
table,
saying,
you know.
bro.
Yeah.
Hey, look, $400 a month. Actually, that's a light bill, a cell
Bro,
phone
that's a
bill,
light
and
bill,
the
a
cable
cell
bill.
bill. Yeah, that's like 3 bills, dude.
That's some
Wait,
shit right
hold on. I got the
there.
calculator up real quick. Hold up. Check this out. That is, let me see. Bro, that is almost $5,000 a year.
Yeah,
That's
that's
four
some bread
thousand
right
eight
there,
hundred
kid.
dollars, dude.
Yeah, that's some bread right there,
That's
kid.
bread.
Yeah, that's some bread.
So it's like, yeah, we break, you know. So to answer the brother's question, we kind of went off a little digression, but looking at the cost benefits of it from a business perspective, right? See, so you're saying like, okay, well, what are some of the, you know, what are some of the, what are the 3 things, right? You know, that, you know, you suggest. Second thing, the cost benefit. The cost
Yeah,
benefit.
yeah.
Um, the third thing is that you can have multiple vehicles, dude. They're not expensive. So I have like probably like 2 or 3 scooters and an e-bike, and I'll hop on different ones for different things. If I want to go super far, I'll get on the e-bike.
Right.
If I want to go super fast, I get on my big boy scooter. And if I want to just like, you know, dip around with my daughter, right? We just get on the regular scooters and bounce, right? And I think the other thing too is that um, my daughter has mobility, right? So
Right.
her scooter has the ability to get 10 miles on one charge, right? You see, so it's even with her just being able to get around. I think um, mobility is it's a thing, dude. It's the you know, not being able to get places hinders us, right?
Especially for black folks, man.
Yes,
Let's
yes,
face it, man. A lot of
yes.
us look. If we look at the numbers, I know black folks like to act like they balling like that. You hear all this shit in the music about motherfuckers buying luxury goods and shit like that. Even them motherfuckers broke and faking the funk because them motherfuckers is broke too.
Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, here is a entry at a price point that black people can often afford.
Hmm.
You ain't got to worry about paying fucking $400 every month, which is what Negroes end up doing for a $10,000 car
Oh my!
with
Don't get me
50,000 miles on the
started.
motherfucker.
Don't get me started, bro. Don't get me started.
But the whole point is, you can get into, a position to where you can be mobile in a way that you weren't before. And elsewhere in the world, there are people who are moving in
This is
this manner.
this is the primary. I mean, you talking about the most populous nations, Asia, like China, right?
India.
India, hell, even Africa, bro. Like, dude, this is a burgeoning market, man. We've covered this over on the Brain Trust a few times, dog, with regards to like in Kenya, man. There's a huge industry in converting gas bikes to electric. It's a
Yeah.
huge thing that's cracking off over there. The other thing too, man, the health benefits, the exercise.
Bro, like, let me just say this. I don't have an e-bike, okay? But today, I got on my bicycle, man, around about, I don't know what time it was, but it was pretty early. I try to do at least an hour a day on my bicycle, bro.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And put it this way. If you don't move, you die.
Basically,
The human beings were
stasis
not.
is death, bro. Stasis is death. Once things become still and stagnant, you got a brackish pool of water. There's nothing living in that
Man,
outside of
look,
some mosquito larvae or some shit.
bruh, I make sure that I move. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm over 50. Okay, I'll be 52 in May.
Hmm.
Okay, but I believe in moving.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can get up, fucking do 12 to 15 pull-ups, no problem. Okay? I can get down, do 50 push-ups, no sweat. I can go up and down hills all throughout the fucking area where I live on a bicycle, no powered movement, none of that shit. I'm out. I'm moving. Because you have to be able to move. If you don't move, you fucking die. Okay? And black folks, man, what we do is we eat a lot of bullshit food and we smoke and we drink and we don't do shit but stay sedentary, man.
Right.
And that's a recipe for fucking death.
Literally, dude, you put those are the 3 recipes you need for disaster right there. Right.
This will help us move, man. We got to get out and we got to move, man. We got to move, man. And this is one of the ways we can actually start moving, man. Like the human body was not designed. We are a finely tuned machine. We are the apex predator of the planet. I mean, these are the facts. We didn't get that way. I mean, our physical
being lazy.
Yeah, our physical prowess is not as great as other animals. However, by us working as teams, coordinating our activities with each other and like building tools, but like hunting, those guys aren't sedentary, just sitting on their asses doing nothing, man, enjoying, the air conditioning and shit like that. They're out there fucking moving, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way our bodies were designed, to move, not to sit still, but to move. So at any rate, having said all that, bro.
No, that's what I mean, and that's that just kind of circle on the end of answering this question, man. The health benefits. Just being out in the open, being out in the air. Even dude, they even done studies. Even if you're on an electric scooter, there's health benefits, mental benefits from just being out in the open, right? But on an e-bike, man, we need to ride more. We need to move more, like you were just saying. There is a question I just wanted to Shepherd Tracer. He said, "Have you thought about WeFunder and Start Engine to fund your company?" You know what, bro? We self-funded, man. We got up to the point where really what we're trying to do is we're trying to look at partnerships to launch in other markets. I'm personally, man, I can't launch myself in all these markets. What I'm looking for is people who want to launch in the markets where they are. Come talk to me, and then we'll bring all of the whatever we're going to be launching over there, whether it's the vehicles, the tech, the whatever. That's where I'm at.
This is the networking opportunity. If you got he's making money off the shit. He ain't relying on the white people to, no disrespect. He's not relying on other people to pay him. He's going out here and getting it. He's hustling. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's doing pretty damn good for himself. You know what I'm saying? His company is up.
Yeah. What helps me right now? What helps me right now is is to expand into markets. And like I said, it doesn't have to be me. I play the supply side. So somebody's like, yo, I want to launch a virtual kitchen. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do that with the delivery. This, bro, I just hook it all up for you. There'll be a truck pulling up with boxes of scooters or bikes or whatever. Right. That's what I do for you, man. If I need to fly out there and onboard it all and get it all working and whatever, that's what I do. I'm a CTO. That's what I do.
So hey, man, the opportunity's been put out there. Don't say GG is only talking about some theoretical shit, which I do primarily talk about theoretical shit.
I mean, it's theoretical, but it's practical.
But here today, though, we talked about a tangible, practical way for you to enter into a market that has tons of potential, and it has futurity all mixed and intertwined up with it, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So this is a market, and it is especially something black folks should cling to if they can get over their arrogance and their superficiality and just get out here and fucking move. I mean, you look at it like people in China, Asia, they're fucking on bicycles. They're moving, bro. In India, they're doing the same shit.
Man, if I showed you some of the shit my partner be sending me videos of in China and stuff, man, they got like electric car charging hubs like we got gas stations. I'm talking about like with the pull-in joint where you go in and get your blunt wraps.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, hey.
They got the Subway or the fast food joint. And They got that, but for electric, like that's where in some places of the world, that's where they at with it, right?
Eventually, America. I ain't gonna say the gas guzzlers are going anywhere because America, it's the economy is centered around gas operated motor vehicles. It's just the way America is. But they are also expanding because you got like Tesla, okay? You got the micro mobility market. It's
Mm-hmm.
opening up. People are more amenable
Mm-hmm.
to traveling that way. And the younger generations, or younger demographics, they don't have an issue with this shit.
With Gigi, let me tell you. Okay, you just brought up a really good point. You just brought up a really good point. All right, so real quick, I don't want to keep stretching this on, but
Uh oh,
I
can't
want
hear
to
you,
try to
bro.
get. Oh shit, you can't hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, okay. I want to try to get as much meat in this one as possible, right? So you brought up a good point. So just in Europe recently, right? They're rejecting a lot of the electric vehicle mandates, right? That were saying, okay, by this time, no more gas vehicles. They've been reversing that shit. And see, here, like in California, for example, they've instituted a similar type of mandate. And there's a few states, I think like 14 to my knowledge, that are following suit with some regard to like this electric vehicle mandate. I've long said, dude, I cannot see that happening. The feasibility ain't there. Okay. We don't have a robust infrastructure, EV infrastructure in terms of electric cars. The grid, man, look, we can't even keep a proper grid when the damn heat gets hot out here, right?
Right,
So I can't see that happening. But you know where I see the growth? Micromobility. That's where I see the growth.
right. I get it. I get it. So in other words, it might not be going in the direction of like electrical vehicles, like you're riding around in an expedition and it's motor, it's electrical, or you're riding around in an Impala and it's powered by electricity. But you do see the e-bikes
Yeah.
and the scooters and I forget what you call them, low voltage. I
Oh,
forget.
like the LSE, low speed electric vehicles, like quadricycles.
Right.
Yeah.
So that there's a market expanding for that, and
Hmm.
and also it's going to be connected to new infrastructural designs as well, because like people have already. I'm just letting you know in the academy, they've already began to criticize like the efficiency of suburban like geographies and shit like that.
Bro,
So
are you familiar with just real quick, are you familiar with the concept of 15-minute cities?
I'm not, but I am now.
Okay, all right. Look, that might be a whole live stream you'll want to go into. Because that's where that comes from, right? This goes into like a more of like a more macro conversation about climate change, right? Right? Because now we're talking about how they want to sort of re-engineer our living environments, right? This kind of goes with that whole sort of fourth industrial sort of, maybe even you could say WEF, World Economic Forum based sort of view of how we need to kind of regroup the world's communities, right?
Right,
And I know these things because see, micromobility is always a part of this discussion, right? I
right,
look at it
right,
as more of I look at it as more of just like a general needs based type of thing. Look, you don't have a way to get around. Here's a way to get around. That's how I look at it, right? It's very basic. They look at it. They kind of look at it and incorporate it more into this sort of 15-minute city concept,
right.
where
This
we're
is
gonna
and
yeah
by the way, like okay, let me just say this. So
yeah
I do know what it is. Okay,
okay
but
okay
it's something that I conceptualize in a different kind of way. But the idea is you want a city that is environmentally sustainable,
mm-hmm.
a place where you can create like what they call like I guess social cohesion or some shit like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Where
where you
basically everything that you like a person would need, right? In terms of like food, uh, just think about the things that you typically would need, right?
a
Even
school,
schools, entertainment,
right,
right? All that kind of stuff, right? All of it is within 15 minutes. So the notion of the thought here is that you should never need to go more than 15 minutes outside of your place. That's kind of a scary thought.
But that's where the shit is going.
I
I'm
know.
saying conceptually. I mean, it's not that you can't go anywhere else, but
It's
the idea is that you got to think. I do need to do a show about this. I don't know how
yeah,
many people
yeah.
will watch it though. Because most of the people,
But I would say because dude, it's very philosophical.
it
What are
definitely
the
is.
ramifications of right?
But reason, look, the suburbs were created really actually in order. It was the subsidization of white flight and segregation is what the fucking suburbs actually were.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's my view on it. Okay, they gave all these damn loans to white folks in order to build up the middle class and to move them away from the urban environments. But if the actual, like the 15-minute city is actually predicated upon what urban, environments are like right now, like fucking New York City, Chicago.
Boom. There you go. Yeah,
or
L.A.
like down or
Yep.
north side St. Louis. They're wondering why they fucking move out to the suburbs. And because there's all kind of social dysfunction that's created, and the environmental disaster and non-sustainability and like non-healthy shit that's going on.
Right.
And it's all because they decided that they wanted to fucking create these huge ass, ugly ass suburbs, which to us it looks better than the city, but that's just because it's newer than the city, okay?
Right.
But at the end of the day, they want to move. These white folks want to move back to the cities.
Dude, isn't that crazy how this happens?
And they eventually, hey, bro, they eventually will move back to the city, man.
Well,
the white people get what the fuck they want in America.
I think, and part of me is kind of like, and I'm not trying to make it like a race thing or anything like that, right? But we see the migration patterns, right? Because see, like if I look at L.A., there was a time when black folks didn't live in LA, right? And white folks had run black folks out of there. And then black folks made their way back into LA when white folks left. And then gentrification happened, the white folks came back in, and then all the black folks got put back out. And you see this shift. It goes back and forth, right? And the 15-minute city concept, I think, is like another reiteration of this, but just teched the hell out.
Yeah, eventually this you're gonna start. I mean, there are places that are already like this. You know what I'm saying? Like like Paris or some shit like that.
They already have them. They're
like,
talking about. I think it's Fort. There's a city in Florida is Fort Lauderdale or something like that. They're talking about literally starting development on one in Florida. It's I want to say Fort Lauderdale, one of those cities over there. They're about to get it popping.
Yeah, I mean, let me see. I think I'm looking up. See, is there one in Portland?
Yeah, I want to say there is one. They got one. There's a couple of them that they're working on in terms of projects here in the States, but there's a few overseas. Like they're like up and going.
Yeah, I mean, this is the wave of the future. Hold on, let me see. Is there a 15-minute city in Portland? It's not officially declared itself a 15-minute city. The urban planning and development efforts align well with the concept. That's
okay.
Yeah. So,
okay. So they're trying to do the civic reengineering, right? In a nutshell, to kind of follow this 15-minute concept, which kind of falls in line with all of this whole sort of post-pandemic, fourth industrial, civic infrastructure, all that stuff, right? Yeah. Now, Gigi, my position in it, and I've been saying this on YouTube for a good minute. I am a technocrat. I'm a black technocrat. Okay, because at the end of the day, these are all technocrats. These companies and vying to digitize every aspect of our lives, right? So I'm saying, okay, if this is kind of where the general society writ large is going, then we should have companies in there that kind of better garner that deployment. Where since it's our companies, we're not going to be as invasive. We're not being invasive and intrusive as say like these other companies, right?
Right.
So this is kind of where we have to sort of step into our roles within this whole schema.
Yeah, it's money to be made
It's
in business as a black person, and you don't have to be materially rich or come from a super wealthy, uber
no
wealthy family. You just know how you got to know how to market,
right.
and also you have to know what the cutting edge
Hmm.
technology is and what the trends are,
Hmm.
and like know how to jump in and get in where you fit in.
I mean, but it's like, man, and it's like, dude, the price. Remember the barrier entries we were talking about doing the virtual restaurant stuff, right? It's so low. It's like, damn, it's you almost are kind of like, wait, what? You know what I mean? It's almost as if it's like you can either be focused on Chat JPT and all that conversation, right? Because what? There's only how many? What's the max people you've had in this live stream?
12.
Get out of here, man! Are you
No,
bullshitting?
I'm talking about like I thought you meant like how many people can I house, but like
No, no, no.
today
I'm talking about like how many? No, how many people you listening in on this one?
the maximum today
Yeah,
couldn't have been no more than like 70 to 80 people, bro.
right. But
But they'll listen to Pearly and some shit. Motherfucker
it's,
talking about
dog,
Pearly. It's like there ain't
come
no
on,
future in
man.
that shit right there.
No,
Not no disrespect to Pearly. I like some of the shit that like anybody basically holding women accountable. That's cool. I'm cool with that. But like, god
what
damn,
the
man. I
fuck
mean,
I
all
got to
this
do with?
it ain't gonna get us paid. Put it that
No,
way.
man. Ain't gonna pat our pockets, fam.
It ain't gonna get us paid, bro. But that's why I said the other day. I was talking to Sandog, and the point of the conversation was motherfuckers act like they tired of drama, and they don't like nigga shit, and I'm like, bro, yeah, no, yes you do.
Yes, dude.
You love drama. You love ratchet shit. You live for that ratchet shit. That ratchet shit is in your DNA. Motherfuckers love a spectacle. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I, I think that this is a valuable, exchange in terms of a dialogue. I think brothers need to hear this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it. So,
No, bro. Hey, man. I appreciate you for having me up, fam. Real talk.
and I appreciate you coming by, man. I kind of, I'm a skeptic here and there. Sometimes I get into my old man Grinch mode or whatever the fucking case may be. But I think you got something good going here, kid. You know what I'm saying? It's something to think about because I kind of was skeptical
Appreciate it.
about it initially. But I'm open.
Hey, man. I'm
You,
trying to. I'm trying to get like these. I'm trying to get like the big boys in this industry, man. I think that the difference here is I learned from their mistakes, right? You see, so this is the reason why I'm kind of like I'm saying, yo, for those of y'all out there that are interested, and in Gigi, if you could, for anybody who wants to hit me up, if you could drop my email, because like I said, I'm not modded, so if I post something like an email or a website, I don't know if it'll show up in the
yeah,
chat.
hit it in the private chat, and then I'll
Okay,
put
all
it
right.
up there. And so
Okay, yeah.
give me all your links. You know what I'm
Okay, I
saying?
put
As many
the
as you can give me right now, and then eventually, of course, on my community tab, because Complex and I already had an interview. Like just a one-on-one where we converse with each other. That'll be up on my website. And the transcription of it, you know what I
yeah.
mean? And this one will be there as well. So that you got all the info you need to have about Pacific Rise. If you want to buy one from, this brother specifically, you'll be able to do it. And that's just how the shit go,
Yeah,
bro. You
man.
know
Y'all
what I'm
got
saying?
questions? So I in the back, I put the website, I put my email, I put the Instagram.
Okay, so I'm about to post that in the chat right
Okay,
now. So I got
appreciate you.
your, let me see, open link. No, copy. I'm going to copy this. No, I just did that shit to where only
You put
people.
it, you put it in private chat.
Yeah, hold on. Let me do this though. Hold on. Let me see. I'm just okay. I'm just making sure that everybody got everything. So that's the website right there. Okay. Here's the
Hey man, and when you do that 15-minute city joint, man, like let me know, man. I wanna check that one out.
for
Def, I
sure.
hear what you got to say about that.
That ought to be your your email right there. I
Yeah,
assume.
yeah, yeah.
And then let me see. This is
Wait, dude, did you put it over? No, you put it in the
No, I
private
didn't. I
chat
did
again.
not. Yeah, I put it in the fucking. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Here's the Instagram, and then
Yeah, and then
here's
email. You want to like contact me directly, like repair stuff, whatever, man. Just you shoot me an email directly.
email.
But yeah, I'm curious to see your take on kind of like the angle, like on how they go about engineering these 15-minute cities, right?
Well, if I was first alerted to this shit, like maybe about I'd say about 2014,
Hmm.
2013, and there was a guy from urban planning. He was the chair of that department, and they were having a symposium at the university where
Ah,
got my
okay.
PhD,
There
and
you
they were
go.
talking about the suburbs and like the wave of
Okay.
the future in terms of urban planning, and it's
So
about
yeah,
having
I want to hear what you got to say. I want to, cause see, I wanted to know if that's where you
but
kind of got it.
at the time I was thinking about writing a paper
Hmm.
linking uh you know the climate change with racism,
Hmm.
and doing so by explaining, well, the suburbs were a function of racist housing policy in the United States. So I was going to say racism is responsible for fucking climate change.
Ah.
But I mean, it's not a stretch, but I
Well,
just never,
but
I had a
that's
more.
why I'm interested to hear your take, because I think this 15-minute city thing, right? When you think about how most like black enclaves, hoods, right?
Right,
They kind of are that. The one thing that they always say that black communities have, and I think this is even something that like the technology we've just been kind of covering here, this live stream will address, is like things like food deserts,
right,
right? See,
right.
so if you address like the food desert aspect of, say, like what goes on in the hood, right? You theoretically already have a working 15-minute city.
Yeah, but the only thing that the black community lacks, or
Mhm.
in the urban areas,
Uh-huh.
is access to good, safe and fun entertainment.
Right.
Because
Wait, I like how you put safe and fun in
that's
front of
why I said it. Because
it.
there is entertainment in the hood, okay, but it ain't safe, okay.
Yeah, right, right,
Like
right.
the dice game ain't safe, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay, smoking blunts on the
It
porch.
should be safe.
That's
It should be. You smoking
yeah, but
blunts, it should be.
Negroes like to sit on the front porch. White folks go to the backyard.
They go in the back. I go in the back, bro. Yeah, I had the garage in the back, bro.
Well, I mean, where I'm from, black folks sit on the front porch. I'm like, why the fuck is all these Negroes sitting on the front porch? Take your ass to the back. Go to the back, man. But anyway, so the parks are often, they're not kept up in a manner that they should be. There's not a lot of
Yep.
places where people can work out, other than like they got like
Right.
they got like tennis courts here and there, basketball courts. They don't have a lot of calisthenic stations and stuff like that.
Right.
At least not where I'm from. Okay. There's not a police presence in the parks really, other than like people driving, in the police driving in the police cars here and there.
Hmm.
They need to have like walking security in these places,
Hmm.
so that there's some presence of authority there. Okay,
Hmm.
the food. I mean, you got fast food restaurants and stuff like that,
And
but
you
we
just
we
got like
need
little bodega shit. You know what I'm
man.
saying?
That's bruh. Like convenience shit is
Right.
cool,
Right.
but at a certain point, man, you need like Whole
Whole
Foods in the
Foods.
hoods, man.
Yes.
And I ain't talking about the store name Whole Foods. I'm talking
No, like
about like
legit, like actual whole foods, like whole
grains instead of
grains and
motherfucking
greens. Yeah.
yeah, like instead of motherfuckers, we eat too much processed food. That's what's killing us, bro.
Mhm.
Sugar and processed foods is killing black folks, man.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the soul food is okay. I guess it's better than going to McDonald's and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
But it ain't gotta be your everyday. You know what I'm saying?
Black folks
Trust me,
need to
I
learn how
love
to
a good
eat.
bowl of gumbo, but that ain't that ain't you know what I'm saying, that ain't every day.
Yeah, man. Like black folks need to learn how to eat not fried fish all the time, but sometimes just get some Zatarain's blackened seasoning and shit and blacken that shit. Put some butter on the skillet and
Black
Yeah, throw some Zatarain's blackened seasoning on that shit and cook it on both sides for 2 or 3 minutes and eat that shit with some rice and some vegetables, man. All them fries and shit from Rallies and Zips or whatever the fuck y'all call it, or In-N-Out Burger. That shit's like cardboard, man. It ain't even real potatoes, dog.
Real talk, man. Real talk.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why we dying, and then we ain't mobile. We're not moving. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole bunch of shit we doing, man, that, you know, has an adverse impact on our health. You know what I mean? But
that's why I was curious to, you know, just get your take on, you know, when you do that 15, you know, when you kind of, your take on that, everything that you mentioned and just right there, you know.
Yeah, you know, we feel like we missing out because we ain't in this. But the only other problem is employment. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like places to where you can actually work. But the reason being is because, you know, they don't invest in the, you know, we don't have major investments in micro industry in our neighborhoods, bro.
Right.
And that's the issue. You know what I mean? And they're losing money on that account. Like the banks and shit are losing bread.
Property values, you losing money on property values because you're not utilizing pre-existing infrastructures, right? That bring that would solicit more capital, or let's just say people that have more excess capital to spend in that area, right? What basically what that translates to is tax revenues, increased tax revenues, right? So there is a part to play in it from an infrastructural standpoint. We always said, dude, you have these parks and recs places, they have these buildings, and they have like one little ping pong table in it. Turn that shit into a maker lab or you know, a fab lab or something. Some 3D printing machines, some computers in there, some kids can learn some stuff, right? You start creating tech incubators and stuff. That's how you kind of re-terraform these communities. I have my own ideas for 15-minute cities, right?
That's
and
dope, yeah.
And it largely just means re-terraforming the hood. But that's like I said, man, when you do that live stream, man, you let me know, bro.
For sure, bro.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, man, hey, man, it's been a pleasure to talk to you this afternoon.
Absolutely, bro. It's good chopping it up with you once again, man.
For sure. And shout out to all the people out there, man, in YouTube land. I know this wasn't like, you know, titillating and exciting. To me, it was titillating and exciting, you know, to talk to this brother about his business. We need more conversations like these, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So having said all that, man, I'll holler at y'all on the next one, man. Y'all be good, man. Peace and hair grease, man.
All right, Gigi. Appreciate it. Peace, y'all.
All right, man. Be good, y'all. So, yeah, we done come to the close, man. Until the next time, man. Tomorrow I'll be on some bullshit, I assume. We'll have to see, bro. But till the next time, man, I'll holler at y'all. Be good.